Hello, everyone. This is David Liu with the Philosophy of Video Game Philosophy, and for the third time, we have Wesley or Quanwei Liu back to talk about more Genshin Impact before the likely voice actor strike, where we won't be able to talk about this again. Or if that doesn't happen, great. But it honestly should happen. We need the deal to happen. We need better things, and unfortunately, Genshin is meddling in that, but. I had to talk about this most profound thing ever, which is this freaking Sumeru Archon quest. And as Wesley is knowledgeable about Buddhism, I would think that this is very important. So, Wesley, would you like to introduce yourself again?
Sure. My name is Wesley. I am the specialist for East Asian philosophies over here.
Yes. All right. Are you ready?
Yes. Let's go.
他明明是智慧之神的使者，却偏偏有着让人做梦的力量。
为什么这么说？这种能力听起来还挺符合神奇生物的印象的。
因为须弥人几乎是不会做梦的。
啊，还有这种事？
在须弥，只有小孩子会做梦，大人们却好像都不会。先者们说，智慧也意味着理性。 而梦境中的东西，往往既没有理性，也没有逻辑。在梦里，人们经常被自身的忧虑所困扰。在贤者的观点里，须弥人不会做梦，是身为智慧之神的大慈树王的恩惠，让我们远离了那些睡梦中愚昧的妄念。我出生在须弥城的学者世家，从小父母就告诉我，什么时候当我不再做梦了。 也就成为了大人。我努力的学习，成为了教令院的学生，然后是研究员。我果然再也没有做过梦。可是就在那天，被我吓到的他却突然让我做了一个梦，真的好神奇。虽然我已经不记得在梦里看到了什么，可我突然感觉自己就像是回到了童年。儿时的我明明是那么萌妹，但却无所畏惧。说不定。 梦也不像想象中那么坏，啊！将来如果你们到了须弥城，可不要对其他人说这些奇怪的话，否则会被人笑话的。
对了，海巴夏，对于他在世界树那里见到的东西，你有什么想法吗？
不好意思，暂时没有什么头绪。不过在世界树那里看到的东西，肯定是一些确实存在的记忆。世界遗忘我。 这到底是什么意思呢？要是我能突破现在的邻居狂语期，到达寂静圆满期，应该就能知道些什么了吧？如果你们将来有机会路过这里，就过来找我吧。不用谢，你们可是我的救命恩人呀！而且一想到又能吃到你的手艺，还是挺期待的。
All right, what do you think so far? Hello?
Yes. Interesting. So they talked about this interaction with dreams and their conceptions in the Sumeru world,
Yes.
where you get to dream when you're young, but at a certain point you stop dreaming, and that's a sign of adulthood.
Yes.
And also a sign of rationality, logic, and wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
But then the wise people, right? They conversely would offer chances to dream.
Yes.
Which is very interesting. It seems like it's creating a paradox on the surface.
Yes. It's sort of like there's a whole conflict that's going to center around this thing, which I will show you. But I guess based off of what you saw, what do you think about, I mean, what for you, do you believe dreams, the role of dreams and wisdom?
Role of dream and wisdom. So, well, partly in the introduction that she has made, what was her name?
Haypasia.
Haypasia, right? She introduced that dreaming is normally random and uncontrolled, irrational, things like that. And I actually cherish that. I cherish interaction with randomness, right? Instead of concrete buildings of our concept, of our experiences, of our lives. Right? So normally we will think that, oh, if I get everything controlled, it'll be good. But first of all, we have no idea what we are wishing for. And second, it's impossible. It's impossible to separate anything from anything else, right? It's impossible to separate anyone with any other people. So in much sense, I think I'll address the Taleb's theory on anti-fragility, right? Where okay, there's so many things that's gonna happen in life. For example, I can have, well, let's imagine this is a cup and I drop it, right? It will break, right? Breaking the cup would be the fragility of the cup, right? It will be a demonstration of the fragility of it. But what will be something that's anti-fragile? So if I have a ball, right, and I drop it and it bounces off, it creates something wonderful. It creates something new. This will be anti-fragility. Right? Know that this anti-fragility is something different from fortifiedness or firmness. So if I have, or for example, this bag of nuts, I drop it, nothing happened to it, right? It's resilient, but it's uninteresting, right? It's just, well, this event wasn't meaningful in a constructive way. But if you can develop something anti-fragile for your life, for our own experiences, we start to give gratitudes towards those that seem to harm us. This is the gift of life. This is maybe the theme of life, on our resilience, but also our subsequent creations around it, right? So I think dream in this case will be a symbol of anti-fragility, or a chance of anti-fragility, right? So ration may take us far, but thus far, to the extent that we couldn't imagine more. But random things happening in our lives would intrigue us, would prompt us, would give us maybe anxieties, but also wonder, right? Maybe it will give us sorrow, but also joy. So once we can embrace random things happening, then we should also develop the skill of anti-fragility, or to benefit from randomness, to benefit from unexpectedness, so that we can really dream with ease, right? We don't need to dream with anxiety. And I think it ties back to the childhood appetite, right? Or the childishness when thinking about dreams.
All right. I think I'm thinking like where this is going. Before we go deep into the notion of samsara, which is earlier in the second act, I think we might as well go to the end of it. Because this is very important.
他们的共同点是都没有人的气息，我们都在梦里。须弥人并非不会做梦，只是梦境都被虚空夺走了。须弥人只是以为自己不会做梦，而真相是虚空在他们不知情的情况下偷走了那些梦。那些无人的空间都是被夺走、失去了主人的梦吗？怪不得听他的描述里，那些空间里的景象那么奇异。所以说，须弥人其实是会做梦的，而且现在我们大家都在梦里。回答正确。那么，你又是如何断定虚空可以做到这一点呢？是智慧之神力量的巨蟹。哦，原来如此。森林里那些能操控梦境的生物，力量也是源自草神吧？这么说，虚空也有能力操控梦境了。可难道夺走人们的梦境，就是虚空统合全民的智慧的方法吗？这又要怎么解释呢？梦境永远是奇妙
精巧又充满想象力的。而且在做梦的时候，人们的大脑也是最活跃的时候。换句话说，梦境是一种人类智慧的集合体。
这倒是和过去海巴夏的理解完全相反呢。记得他那时说，贤者们认为梦是愚昧的妄念，大家不会做梦，反而是神明的祝福。他们果然是刻意欺骗人们的嘛！教陵院那些贤者就这样通过虚空把人们的梦拿去用掉了，对吧？
啊，你这样讲，就说明你已经理解现状了吧？那么眼下的轮回究竟是怎么回事呢？
空间在我眼前不断消失，虚空音效响起后，又会有许多空间重新诞生。那些梦境在不断消失，虚空音效响起后，又会诞生许多新的空间。
没错，虚空让人们的大脑处于不断做梦的状态下，并将他们的意识从原本的梦中剥离。被剥离的意识都聚集在花神淡季的集体梦境之中，而那些空无一人的无主的梦，将会被虚空所收获。在一无所知中，梦里的一天结束了，一个新的轮回便会开始。人们在又一个花神诞日的梦境中醒来，而本该属于自己的梦境再度被虚空收获，周而复始。
所以这里就相当于是一个造梦的工厂，而虚空是梦的收割机，这样比喻对吗？
你说的很对，善用比喻也是一个很好的习惯哦，太萌。
这么说，我们听到的第一的虚空提示音其实是现实里的虚空终端发出来的，摘掉梦中的虚空终端是没有用的。
好了，那么最后一个问题，我是谁呢？
炼金占卜，据说是神明的启示。纳西达又曾把自己比作月亮，看来
你原来注意到了呀。哎呀，我还以为这是最难的一道题呢，我还故意放在了最后来问。
一点也不难，连我都猜得到，毕竟你有那么多特殊之处嘛，只是我和旅行者没有戳穿你而已。这么说来，纳西达真的从最开始就一直在提示我们了呀。想起之前我们还一直到处打听小吉祥草王的消息，想不到是以这样的形式碰面。
那些还是等回到现实再说吧。但如果还有其他关于现状的问题，我倒是很乐意为你们解答。曾经你们问过这个问题，而我的回答是，可能会对你们的精神造成巨大的冲击。如今你们已经知道关于梦的真相了，那结合起来可能更好理解。你们听说过“不能叫醒梦游中的人”这句话吗？如果不是依靠自我觉察，而是由外人突然告知的话，对现实与梦境的概念和认知将会出现不可逆的意识错乱。我可没法让你们承担这样的风险呀，所以只好小心翼翼地去拿捏暗示与提示的程度。总之，让你们猜谜真是不好意思。首先，
不到，必须要阻止才行。
是呀，为什么非要将我生日的这一天作为蓝本呢？难道只是巧合吗？
纳西达居然也不知道原因吗？那还真是奇怪。
教陵院的贤者不惜代价，要在短时间收割如此多的梦，肯定是在谋划些什么。可惜，我对此也并不了解。旅行者，你那边有什么信息吗？
大贤者说，你们就好好庆祝神明的诞生吧。这句话有什么深意吗？
愚弄虚迷人民，甚至不顾及他们生命的安危。不论教陵院的人们是为了什么目的才这样做，都是无法原谅的。等我们终结了花神淡季的轮回，一定要调查清楚。
教陵院的贤者居然可以背着自己国家的神明做出这种事，是不是太无法无天了？
毕竟，我只是月亮，而真正的太阳早就不在了吧？
月亮， 太阳，这又是什么比喻啊？
So what do you think? Isn't this profound?
Yeah. Wow.
So the god of wisdom is a child.
Hmm.
What do we associate the children with?
Spontaneity, agency,
yes.
naiveness.
But why is the child the god of wisdom? What is the wisdom of children? You as a teacher would know this. What wisdom do children give?
I think they often offer some kind of context, but the context would usually be novel.
Mhm.
It's not something conventional. And know that the formation or the generating of this novel idea come from themselves, come from their own logic and conceptualizations. If I change to another word, it will be wisdom. It comes from their wisdom to come up with a conception that explains all kinds of situations that they're seeing using the things that they've learned.
Mm-hmm. So now you can see how Jungian this is right now.
Yeah.
This is rationalism versus playfulness, right?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Indeed. Indeed.
I guess, is there anything in Buddhism that or any of your Eastern philosophies that you, I mean, is there any, I was told that there's no child, the only, in regard, my McMahon, or the professor of Buddhism we both met, where we met, he said there's a child goddess in Nepal.
In Nepal.
Nepal. There's a female, there's a girl that's a goddess. But I think but in India, the closest thing we have is, I think, young Krishna. Who is not the god of wisdom, but he is the god of, I mean, he's compassionate, which and I mean, it's very much, and how I don't know, the Hindu concept of Leela, about seeing through the illusion of reality through playfulness, how he does it all through playfulness, is very important. Very important. But I guess, is there anything even in China, that any child god that you can think of?
Yeah, but they won't be in religion, but in some kind of tradition or lineage of Taoism, where in many novels, or I mean, like action fictions, they'll introduce a little boy or little girl, or like old lady, but in a form of a child face and body, representing something that's beyond many people, right? Like one of the strongest forces in their worldview. So I'm trying to think about how. So the persona of a child, I think in this case, would hint back to their endless creation and endless potentials for becoming, or to like construct new things, right?
And what about the fact that she refers to herself also as the moon?
The moon. I'm not sure if they're really hinting this, but my intuition was that the illumination of moon was reflections of the sun. So I think when they introduce the sun, we'll be able to see more connections in their setting, in their existences, right? But normally in Eastern conception, the moon is always weaker, but more
Mhm.
mystical, right?
Mhm.
But the sun will be more transparent and fortified and strong and all that, right?
And the thing is I think I'm trying to get back is that the people of this region have rejected this goddess, like don't worship her at all.
Yeah, right.
Instead,
She was suspended, basically.
she's been suspended. She's been locked in the Surastana sanctuary, and like only a small amount of people worship her. And that thing, her birthday is the Sabzeruz festival, and to harvest everyone's dreams to power something that'll show you what they're powering, which adds to the how powerful this is. Is that they are I would say they are giving people what am I say they put it on the birthday to mock Nilu, who and Dunyarzad, who wanted to celebrate her birthday. These small little amount of followers of the current goddess, like everyone's following Rukkhadevata, who was the previous goddess, who is dead. Who is dead, but people don't seem to accept the novelty, accept the new, accept this new god, who is her daughter, basically. It's even actually. So I guess what do you think about that in regards to religion and the fact that this paradigm that people cannot accept, hold on to this old god and can't accept the new god? I mean, one could possibly think of it as Hinduism to Buddhism. One could say, even though both their names come from Kusanali and Rukkhadevata come from Buddhism. But
I'm not sure. I don't see anything so analogous to this to these characters.
well, I think when I show you the twist about this, that makes it that. Would you like me to show you the thing about Samsara, about a little bit more about Samsara, or do you want to continue just more on the dream stuff?
Sure, do anything that you want. Show me anything you want to show me.
这样子，连你也不知道真相吗？世间万物，周而复始，谓之轮回。你我众人看似都被困在这一日的轮回之中，而真相只能靠你们去找寻。若非自己意识到真相，而是由他人告知的话，你们的精神会受到巨大的冲击。我不敢保证后果。 我会提供一些知识层面上的帮助和一些潜移默化的暗示，而剩下的时间，我都会在这里全力减缓他身受魔灵病的恶化。迪娜泽代看起来情况真的很不好。
No, that's not much. I think they sort of there's a line that kind of like is anything in this world like is cyclical, like is I guess are you familiar with the concept of samsara?
Yeah, the Buddhist.
Yeah, so what do you I guess how are they using it, the fact that they're calling samsara like a dream loop? There's I'll show you that they do actually go full on with samsara as we know about it also exists in this universe as well. But I guess they're using the notion of samsara as a dream loop.
Wait, the samsara was just the same as reincarnation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. No, that's what I thought. Right. Sorry.
Okay. I guess let's stop now because those are the things that I have, and we'll go on to let's go on to I'll get the next set of videos going. All right, everyone, we're back. We took a break and we are getting to continue. Let's continue.
你居然不来赞叹我们的伟业，而是提出那些鸡毛蒜皮的顾虑，妄图动摇我。
鸡毛蒜皮？
那你说，愚人众想要从我这里得到些什么呢
？What? Can you not hear it?
Now it's good. It was stuck lately.
全都不值一提，利益、神权、 你在用这些庸俗的字眼玷污我们的伟业。创造神明，我们可是在以人类的智慧创造神明。如果人类无法触及全知全能，那就创造神明来将它昭示。这就是人类所能达到的智慧的顶点。我们终将重获神明的引导，再也不必在意识与智慧的黑暗中漫无边际的摸索。即便是世界树的危机，也终会迎刃而解。这当是学成的最终梦想。为此，一切代价都是值得的。你永远都体会不到神明正在自己手中诞生的喜悦。以你的智慧，还不足以理解这种情感。我只说一点，神明当是远远高于人类的存在。小吉祥草王，他又能做到什么？抚恤民众，治理风沙，还有编造那些如无稽之谈般的童话故事。这些都是教令院也能轻松做到的事。难道我们也是神明吗？我们都是受过大慈树王大人眷顾过的子民。即便不是我亲眼所见，祖祖辈辈的学者们也曾经见识过真正的智慧。而如今，小吉祥草王身居神位，只会给学者们带来迷茫。难道那就是真正的智慧吗？既然如此，还不如就让他一直待在净善宫，学术环境才能更加稳定。
真是歪理邪说，只有特别聪明的或者特别能打的才能算是好神明吗？
果然和大贤者您判断的一样。
So what do you think about that? So this is the so they see what this new god gives people is just child's play. You see the conflict now between this the god they're creating, of course, is a cyborg.
Yeah, right. But it feels like this might be a debate of meritocracy.
In what way?
Right. Well, only those gods that are powerful and blah 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 could be gods, and the rest are pseudo gods. Like the grass god was pseudo god in that scholar's mind, in that sage's mind, grand sage, and then fall into meritocracy.
I guess so. What do you see like the difference? So like this on rationality and this desire for true wisdom over.
Yeah. So I think this might be a great opportunity to readdress that childishness or the purity of children, the unexpectancy of children, right? Something like that. Because see, the sage knows standards, and his standard is very deliberate, right? You have to be powerful, you have to be able to fight well, or be able to do things well, right? Things like that. Very meritocratic, but you would say that it's rational in a sense, right? It's quite rational, deliberate, right? There's these standards and they've done good, so they're gods. It's very linear. But this exact manifestation will be when they're blinded by their own wisdom, right? Well, maybe they're so stupid that their wisdom confines them. Well, I deliberately use this word stupid not in a derogatory sense, but in a sense of analogy, where you can you can see the humor. But then if we circle back to the setting where they or dreams can be created or be delivered for other people if you made interaction with that divine being, then it will be wisdom, right? You will be seeing other things that's beyond, right? It intrigues a kind of humility, and it intrigues a kind of curiosity to the world, and that curiosity is our basis for creating anything. Without that curiosity, we're misguided or we're just unguided, right? Then tragedy would happen because we don't even take meta perspectives for ourselves anymore.
Oh,
we're
right.
just we think that we're correct.
Now I remember to explain the next thing I need. So do you want to remember the thing with Shunha with the character thing? Do you want to know just the character thing for Nahida now, or do you want to wait for that till the end? Or do you want to go more to continue with the story?
No, I don't have any preference.
Let's continue with the story. This is going back to helping, but it's going to explain why the next thing that it has to happen.
知识之中诞生了文明，而同样，知识也能将文明毁灭。灾难在不知不觉中降临了，那是不属于这个世界的知识。自从赤王将禁忌的知识带到这个世界，便如同瘟疫一般散播开来。脑海充斥着疯狂的抑郁，灰黑色的鳞片爬满了背脊，大地也似乎被夺去了生命，只剩绝望的死寂。若非林中的大慈树王伸出援手，一切早已无法逆转。他召集祭司修建起数座神庙，并倾注了生命的神力。灾祸被奇迹般的遏制，文明的星火也得以在阿如村留存。但奇迹无法长久，只要禁忌知识存在，便永远是这个世界的病灶。直到最后，沙漠孤傲的王，我的王，选择了自我牺牲。我的余生都在守护众神庙中的一座，如今这份职责也将要抵达终点。在我彻底闭上眼睛的时候，眼前又会浮现起那位高洁的神明的身影。为了配合赤王根除禁忌之事而透支力量，他的身形变得像孩童一般，真是奇怪啊！想起他，我便不再害怕死亡了，因为我感受到生命的气息将会伴我长眠。沙漠的子民们啊，无需再记恨什么，但唯独这份恩情，永远都不要遗忘。
All right, I'm gonna continue on. No, wait. We're gonna go here.
就是这里了。我们是来找大慈树王的，对吧？可站在那里的是我，和我一模一样。你就是大慈树王？
就是我。这副样子让你很惊讶吗？这里重现了当年的世界树与大地的模样，但也终究是意识空间。由于你我的本质相同，所以我们也显现出了完全相同的模样。
为什么会本质相同呢？
因为你就是我，我就是你，你是我的轮回呀。
轮回？
作为大慈树王，
我是世界树的化身，而你，则是世界树上折下的最纯净的枝杈。就好比，即便树木死去，枝杈亦有一天会生根，然后长大，以另一种形式延续生命。在你们面前的我，只是身为大慈树王的我残留的一丝意识。真正的我，想必已经死去很久了吧。通过你现在的模样来推断时间的话，我大概已经死去500年左右了吗？你终于还是来了，轮回后的我。
这样说的话，难道有一天我也会变成像你一样伟大的神明吗？
你我的本质虽然相同，但命运一定会有所不同。万物都有着自己的命运，就像枝杈长成了新的大树以后，和原来的那棵不可能是一模一样的。
所以命运才是终极的知识，对吗？
真是不错的想法，我很认可。也正因如此，你不会再成为我。
是吗？
但你或许会成为比我更加伟大的神明。我已经从你身上看到了当年的我并不具备的意志，它所导向的未来，才是只属于你的命运，而那些，也是你过往所经历的一切带来的恩赐。放心吧，智慧的成长其实也如同草木一般，你只需要静静的等待花朵绽放。
现在想想，教令院贤者们的眼光可真是没救呀！
谢谢你，这真是一件令人无比开心的事。自己一直仰慕的目标，其实是不同命运的自己。能和你说话真好，大慈树王。我一直
Do you want to stop now? Do you have anything to say so far?
I think it's wonderful. I recognize several traditions. So when they're talking about the fairy tale or the man's voiceover, it's so obvious that they're having a similar structure with Christianity, right? The birth of the world, right? When forbidden knowledge was given, then everybody is sinned and they're punished, and the Messiah came over and saved everyone.
Yes.
Or Jesus came over and saved everyone, but only temporarily, right? It didn't last so long, right? As long as there's this potential of sin, we can never be we can never feel at ease, right? There's always something to deal with, right? That's a very common structure. And over here, I recognize I think it was Aristotle, right, or Plato, I forgot, but one of the ancient Greeks philosopher, that each of us is essentially the same. We have the same root. We are just happen to be positioned or to be arranged in different bodies, in different perspectives. Think about each of our humans, right, or each being born in a situation, but like it's like we're born in a structure, and once you're in this structure, there's certain things that you are destined to interact or to experience, which means that if you David Leibowitz took my perspective, right, from the beginning, then we will act exactly the same, right? So essentially everybody is the same, right? We are never distinct from one another, right? I forgot the context of him saying this, but that just registered. And over here, they're also adding an element of samsara, where a past soul, right, a president, a pioneer, gives some kind of comment and guidance to the newcomer,
Yeah,
saying that
Nahida's not just the daughter. She's literally just Rukkhadevata.
a new, they're the same people. They're essentially the same, but from different times, right, in different stages, right? So it's like a past, more advanced self talking to a young, full of potential, but
the child with
the child. Right. So this was a very interesting interaction.
It's not over. It's not over. There's the biggest profound thing hasn't happened yet.
Oh, okay, continue then.
都好想见你。
我又何尝不是呢？从折下世界树的枝，创造你的一刻起，我也一直期待着能这样与你对话。
能和我讲讲关于为何要创造我的事吗？还有你死去的时候，究竟发生了什么？
我知道，你们是来寻求答案的吧？事情发生的那天，连天空都变成了这样的颜色。当初除我以外的七神都被召集前往名为坎瑞亚的国度，而我却有另一项更加重要的任务，那就是保护世界树。灾难的降临是伴随着禁忌知识的污染而出现的。几乎同一时刻，意识与世界树相连的我也察觉了异样，精神上的痛苦开始折磨着我。当我赶到世界树下的时候，它已经在被禁忌知识侵蚀了。若非千年以前，我与赤王一同治理过禁忌知识的污染，那时候的我恐怕只会手足无措。
禁忌的知识到底是什么？
是不属于这个世界的知识，也是无法被了解的真相。它从深渊之底而来，连我也无法将它理解。世界不断地在排异它，但也因此使得世界产生了种种不好的症状。如果放任禁忌知识继续污染世界树，恐怕整个提瓦特都会分崩离析。
居然真的会有连智慧之神都无法理解的知识存在。
那时的我知道，单靠我自己的力量根本无法将禁忌知识驱逐。于是我创造了统合人类智慧的装置，并将其命名为虚空。
那真是世间最了不起的发明。
谢谢你。长久以来，我都认为梦境是人类智慧的结晶。虽然这样做有些自私，但我还是利用虚空借走了人们的梦境。我将人们的智慧统合，再贡献出我全部的力量。
结果怎么样？
多亏了须弥子民的智慧，禁忌知识几乎全部从世界树中被清除掉了。可是事情并没有我预想的那么顺利，一阵头痛给我带来了不好的预感。我才想起，我的意识与世界树是连通的，世界树带给我知识与智慧，但污染也同样找上了我。从一开始，我的存在就已经被禁忌知识污染了。
怎么会？我在你的意识中见识过那种痛苦了，那是很可怕的体验吧？
不过相比而言，我的感受并不重要，重要的是，即便我死去，我的存在和我相关的一切依旧会作为回忆与知识保存在世界树中。那么禁忌知识便永远无法根除，而我永远也无法消除我自己。这是一种悖论，所以我折下世界树最纯净的枝杈，作为我的轮回转世，并留下线索，只为了你能够来到这里， 将被污染的我从世界树中彻底抹除。
等等，不对，不，这样不对。
你明白那意味着什么了吗？看来你果然很聪明呢。正如你想到的那样，世界树中存在着这个世界的一切知识与记忆。将我从世界树中抹去的话，也就相当于我从来没有在这个世界上存在过一样。但这又是真正拯救世界树的唯一办法。
人们是那么的爱戴你，大家一直都在怀念你。我也怎么能就这样忘记你？真的没有别的办法了吗？没有别的我可以做到的事了吗？
你是智慧之神啊，布耶尔，你应该知道的。除此之外，没有别的办法了。
可是，这太残酷了，我不想忘记你。
不要这么伤心了，布耶尔。作为智者，此刻应该享受找到答案的喜悦才对呀。这就是你们一直在寻找的答案，想要知道全貌的那句话，让世界彻底遗忘我。我们都栖息在智慧之树下，尝试阅读世界，从土中读，从雨中读，而后化身百鸟，攀上枝头，终于衔住了至关重要的那一片树叶。曾经，我是世上唯一能够做梦的个体。在我的梦里，所有人入夜后也都会进入梦乡。人们的脑海中飘出奇思异想，有些滚落地面，有些浮到天上。它将所有事物连接成一片万分夺目的网。3000世界之中，又有小小世界，所有命运皆在此间沸腾。我逐渐明白，这些不可被描述而又恒久变化之物，才是世间最深奥的东西。唯有它们，才能彻底驱逐那些疯狂。唯有梦，才能将意识从最深沉的黑暗中唤醒。我乃命题之人，亦是求解之人。以世人之梦挽救世界，曾是属于我的答案。而今，你们也寻到了属于自己的答案。我会将所有的梦归还世人。须弥的子民啊，再见了。愿你们今晚得享美梦。
OK，
哇
啊，我还好，只是稍微有点不明白。我们刚刚拯救了世界，对吗？可是为什么我好像在哭呢？此刻内心的这种感觉，我不知道来源，但是总觉得好难过。刚刚的事，我们刚刚使用了2颗神之心的力量，成功与500年前的世界树意识建立了连接，然后将世界树中残留的污染抹除了。
是呀，怎么了吗？
你刚才不是也在的吗？
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. That made me tear up again. Like I teared up the first time, and I'm tearing up again on how powerful that moment is. This is like the best moment ever. Like this is too profound and too. Isn't that just beautiful wisdom right there?
Yeah.
So we have to say.
I had a few things to say. I forgot the first one. Let's jump into the second one. I think life always finds a way. And that would be the takeaway of watching this excerpt. What happens is that the old tree god or the wisdom god was able to find her own answer through certain mean that was problematic. But then still, she had beautiful intentions, and she embodies a kind of humility or humbleness that was transcendental, right? It was transcendental towards reality, right? Her existence wasn't mattering anymore, but her virtue was shining. And also, a small thing that I noticed is that, remember earlier in the maybe in the first video that you showed me, they said that they came up with fairy tales to explain why people's dreams were absent, right? When you reflect back on that phenomena, it's a tiny phenomena in this larger narrative, right? In this narrative of saving the world and purifying the knowledge of the world, the wisdom tree. But still, people are trying to make some kind of explanation to make sense of how the world is working. And this seemed like one of our natural intuitions to do, right? To find patterns and to have explanations on absurdities and things like that. Yeah. And the final part, when the child god, the child wisdom god was puzzled by her origin of emotion. This was something that I recognized from another anime or comic in China, where a person had a lot of memories, but all of his memories were about the future instead of about the past. But then his friend created this machine so that he's able to have memories of the past. Then they had they got into a fight, and then he decided to delete all the past memories of the other guy in the device. But after deleting that knowledge, he started to feel a tremendous sense of loss on the second day. And he realizes that there was someone who's so important in his life, but absent in past and the future. So yeah, that just registered in this.
There's a whole about the answer to, I don't, if it goes beyond us, about is this the actual answer to our spiritual crisis, to forget about the past god and find this new god, or is it fundamentally because of samsara we haven't actually forgotten about the past god? Is that what you say? Or like, how is this a meta answer to our spiritual crisis about what just happened? Or do you think it's trying to give a meta answer to our spiritual crisis?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
So is it good advice? Forget the past? I don't think so, but or have we truly forgotten the past if we just held on to something new that actually was the past in another cycle?
I would say that past is important,
Yes.
but future is crucial, right? The past is for the future. The past is present. Like when you think about history, it's not just about the record in the past. It's because we care about it. And we caring about past experiences or past events is in the present, right? It's built in the future because we care. And this action made history history. Otherwise, we would just discard any tradition that we had, right?
But and the traditions completely remain, like everything remains. They just I guess maybe I think it goes beyond the fact that people were searching for forbidden knowledge. Like that's why they had to forget it, because she was polluted because of forbidden knowledge.
Yeah,
like
yeah, they have to. Right, this will be their project of purifying the world at a tremendous cost of also purifying a well-esteemed god in the past. Right, so yeah, sacrifice.
It's not it's treated as sad. It's not treated as, oh good, we got rid of this whole god. Like it's treated like I'm bawling. Like everyone's sad. But they've forgotten. Now they've completely forgotten. No, everyone but the main character, because they're from a different world.
Yeah, they're from a different world.
Has completely forgotten. And apparently all the records of Rukkhadevata are replaced with just Dendro Archon. So completely gone. She's completely gone from all the books or the records from the world. Never existed.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
But I guess back to the wisdom that Rukkhadevata gives before she ever existed, ever stops ever existing, about dreams, awakening consciousness.
And I would like to share a little detail that I noticed in the translation. So when the subtitle says "I can't," right? When the old god tried to hint that you should just basically purify me as well, and then I wouldn't be existing in this world, right? When the younger god said "I can't," the Chinese sound was saying, "No, this isn't right. This is not right." So I think there's a merit in the translation that's hidden, at where where she realizes that this would cause something more significant for herself and for the general moral standard of this world, right? When you think about doing something wrong or doing something drastic, that's not comporting a conventional moral standard, it's often messy. This reminds me of a story in one of our major fictions, where I'll just put a little.
We do have only 2 minutes left, so we can easily start a new file.
Okay. Let's start a new file.
You think so?
Yeah.
We need more than 2 minutes for this?
Yeah.
Let's do this. All right, let me show you something first before we continue the discussion.
Yeah, I didn't share the story yet.
Do you want to just see this first? Or okay,
well,
you want to show?
Well, the story would be a little relevant to the discussion just now. So the story is about one of the ministers, one of the ancient ministers, offered a idea to the general that you should how should I say it? You should act mad. You should act like a maniac and throw poop to the king, right, in order to save your own life, right? Maybe eat some of it as well. And this is something that's really tough, but sure enough, it worked. In the beginning, this general who became the new king was very grateful, but after he has become the king, thinking back into the situation before, that, oh my god, you asshole, you want me to eat shit, right? That, right? The way of thinking has been changed based on a perspective. Of course, the king wants to persecute that someone who has really helped him, but that someone was just so wise that he foresees this to happen, that has already escaped to nearby countries, right? So this story will be relevant to what we have discussed just now, that radical immoral things may happen, but then if you think in a newer perspective, the way we frame this past experience might be different. In that story, it was the old god basically asking the newer self to kill herself, to kill this older version in order to purify the world. Though people are suffering, or maybe they might emotionally suffer for a while for this tremendous loss, but then things are going to change. And I think this will be a distal cause to the worldview formation for the new god, right? Because she will carry some of it.
And now she is basically all. I mean, in this new version, she's been the god that's always existed.
Yes,
she's been eternal. Well,
yes,
not eternal. Yeah. So.
But she always had this confusion as the god of wisdom. That where did my sorrow come from? Where did this sentiment come from? And that will be her own discoveries.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, that was my sharing.
藏好了吗？3、2、1。好像还有新朋友呢。
A caged bird secluded within the confines of the sanctuary of Surastana, who can only see the world in her dreams. Fall under dreams. dream of butterfly stuff going on. So I mean, especially that whole thing of the looping dream where they're stuck in one. I mean, that's a lot of dream of butterfly things you could say. But I guess what do you think about the character? I guess to see a little bit more of the character. I mean, very childlike. I mean, she's playing hopscotch and on a swing. I mean, and that's the god of wisdom. What, you have anything to say about this or no?
No, I think this is just joy.
Guess one
and well, some butterfly dream. I think your audience is well aware of that. Story.
I think you can talk about the butterfly dream when we get to the question about the butterfly dream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
Sure.
already there's this is I can only find this in English.
Lesser Lord Kusanali is a god unlike any other. As the god of wisdom, she has profound insight into the nature of all things, yet she has never had the opportunity to learn by doing. One may ask, how can a god possess true wisdom in the absence of lived experience? All answers can be found in dreams, and she welcomes fellow truth seekers to dream along with her.
I've been waiting for you for ages.
Over her years of confinement, Lesser Lord Kusanali has grown intensely curious about the world outside. Just through observing from afar, Nahida has learned enough to adapt to any situation. Nahida's...
That's her gameplay. Anything more? How can you possess true wisdom without an experience? Is that possible?
Yeah. In many traditions, this will be possible, right? If you think about any religion, right, they're possible. If you take a look of the life of Confucius, it's possible. But let me elaborate. So maybe using the Baha'i model would be the best in here. The Baha'is believe that there's 4 sources of knowledge, right, for any human being. The first one is bodily perceptions, right? You have this body, you have all these instruments to feel, right? The traditional model comes in 5 senses, right? Vision, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, right? The next one will be logic, right? And of course, there's some nuanced perceptions like proprioception, interoception, and things like that, right? To feel space, to know that, okay, if I'm in this posture, I know exactly that my hand is above my head, right? So things like that. You'll be able to tell those things. This will be your knowledge. This will be the source of your knowledge. And the second one will be logic, like I just said, right? Where you can figure out patterns and you will know certain things in a succession, right? Or in a consequential way, right? That's obvious and I think easy to understand. The third one is actually tradition. So things that you've heard, stories that you've learned in the past, right? From the past. Things that people has been telling you that are generally true, right? It may not be necessarily true, right? It's not a priori knowledge, but a posteriori knowledge would work in that way. And the last one, which I think ties to this theme and to that video over there, this source is called revelation, where you just instantaneously know a lot of things. And this, I think, in Kant's term, would be a priori.
Yes, a priori knowledge.
Or
exactly.
pure knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So if you think about the life of Confucius, he doesn't seem to be learning from outside, but he knows everything. Or at least he knows so much more than his contemporaries, right? Even a weird animal, qilin, shows up in their encounters, they'll capture it, and then present it to Confucius, asking what is this creature, right? So it seems like they have knowledge revealed to them, that they know everything. And this everything is not about like developmental knowledge. It's not about these things that people created, but something that's more like morality, or more like patterns, ontologies, and things like that. So I think true knowledge, if they claim that they know everything, it will be everything in this regime, but not like anything in a broader sense. And if you think about Jesus, right? Jesus seemed to know everything, but this everything is also confined. He wouldn't know that he wouldn't know what I ate yesterday, or maybe he does. But let's come up with something else. He wouldn't know. He wouldn't know. Well, we can ask any physics problem, right? That we can think of, and he wouldn't able to speak that deliberately, right? He will be able to. He will be way more eloquent answering those questions about how to do or what to look for and things like that, but not about those specific.
And that's the childlike wisdom. I mean, Nahida is very much a Jesus-like figure, you could say, like as the quote-unquote new god.
Right, indeed. So I think this omniscient, this omniscience that people are describing of Nahida would be would be her possession of a priori knowledge that she knows for sure, that's revealed by her or to her.
Through the tree, obviously, the Irminsul, right? Yeah.
Yeah, from the tree or from anything. So any experiences would just be new representations, but there won't be new forms of knowledge. Right?
What about the connection?
Always
between
always in this grammar?
Why do they? So each of the gods. So Venti is the god. Well, okay, by their mortal names, Venti is the god of freedom, but he's also the god. He's also the god of wind. Zhongli is the god of contracts, but he's also the god of earth. Raiden Shogun is thunder and is eternity. Nahida is trees. Is the god of the plants and is the god of wisdom. And then we have Furino, we know is water and is also justice. So where is the connection between tree? I think they made a pretty good job demonstrating the connection between wisdom and trees, and the forest. But what do you see the connection? You see that the sages basically go off to they're thrown out. This game is so pro freedom that they freaking actually did a successful coup, and comes from China of all places, and the sages are now just wandering monks in the forest trying to find this new form of wisdom that Kusanali has revealed to them that they've neglected. So obviously going off into the forest is the way to find wisdom, but what else about the tree itself? One would think about the tree that the Buddha laid under, as well as there's the tale of Kusanali, and that there was a tree. Kusanali, her god name, her god name to the people, her god name is Buer, as you said, that which is based. All the gods have demon names, which are their actual, like, what everyone calls them. Other people call them Buer. So she's Buer, but she's a really weird demon. Yeah, Buer. Yeah, or they in Chinese they pronounce it Buar, but I think it's like Buer. But either way, either way, what is wise about a tree? Why was it right that they made the god plants wisdom, and not, like, I would think of wind as wisdom, or I think of water as connected to wisdom? Why Why is wind freedom and the plants wisdom?
I'm not sure if this is their consideration, but to rationalize, I think first of all, this is a very common icon to use tree as the analogy or symbol of wisdom or knowledge. And also, it's just because it's about wisdom and knowledge, right? It is something that's growing.
The tree, like the tree of knowledge, literally the tree of knowledge, right? And
right. So the element of
and the Bodhi tree, and obviously there's still the Bodhi tree as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure why did they. I'm not sure the impact of the Bodhi tree in this, and I'm not really sure.
I mean, it's
the
most
Buddha
directly.
have to interact with the tree. I'm not sure if it's because the tree was something special that the Buddha set down and then they made something amazing happen, or that it's just because the Buddha has done something amazing and it happened to be under a tree, and now that tree gets all the fame. But I'm not sure how to think about that.
Yeah, but
anyways,
I mean, the cosmology they're linked to is Buddhist. I mean, the cosmology.
But just reflecting on the element of tree and the element of wisdom, I think they are somewhat analogous, right? Wisdom often is linked with knowledge, right? And both of which are something that's growing, that's accumulating, that's changing, that has cycles, right? And at the center of it, it's hollow. It's like the exact analogy.
It's empty, right?
Yeah. None of this will matter. And if you look at any tree inside, right, it will be empty. It's not, right. It's all about the trunk, but not the center of the tree, right? So
that the fact that she broke off the purest branch to create Kusanali and Nahida.
Yeah, that pure. Oh my God, this is the part that's tearing. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah.
Well, is there anything else? This is where it gets even more profound. There's one more thing I forgot to show you.
有什么想知道的事吗?
So she's forgotten. I mean, we're not going to go into that, but she's this is her now. Now she's the god forever, and she was always the god. So she's always the god.
那件事之后，虚空不再能像原来那样运作了。综合考虑之后，我选择关闭虚空。不过，这绝对不是什么坏事。我原本已经
I've been planning to shut it down. Yeah, you see it right there. I've been planning. I mean, I think Nahida always did, even when she remembered. But it's like from the beginning,
she always wanted to turn that down because it was harvesting the dreams of people.
Yeah, it was yeah. Well, again, this is where it goes to. Like, if Nahida is Rukkhadevata from the last cycle, then another reincarnation, then does the previous version in the past Samsara cycle connect to this one in the past? Right. This final quest is also called the Kalpa Flame Rises. So more Buddhism. So the past Kalpa or the past Samsara cycle. How is that? Can your past self influence what you do in the next life? Right, because you have karma. So
yeah, karma. Yeah, you have the accumulation of mystical powers. Right.
So is this actually still true? If she's forgotten that Rukkhadevata was also her, was a different person yet also her, and that Samsara, in a way, the Samsara cycle is somewhat broken, you could say, I guess, now that they've forgotten. Like, has the Samsara cycle been broken? No, it's just, I don't think they've broken.
No. I mean, like the karma is still there. It's just the memory that's gone, right? That's what happens in our world, right? If you if you subscribe to a Buddhist or Hindu
right, that you forget
tradition.
everything. You forget what
Yeah, you
happened.
forget everything, but you inherit everything from your past life, and it's rare for any being to be reincarnated in this form of humans.
So in a way, again, with the forgetting of her, they were actually they sort of allowed change to happen by allowing the samsara cycle to properly take place by forgetting the past in a way.
Oh wait, come again?
Did by forgetting the god of the past samsara cycle, did they now truly allow the new kalpa to be its own kalpa and not connected to the past kalpa?
I'm not sure.
It was just an idea I was thinking about that today. I was like,
yeah.
well, but this is a whole other political note right here.
计划停止虚空的运
It's
作，
not a bad
由
thing
虚
that
空
I
统一。
again the Akasha is just the internet. Is basically the magic internet. Like everyone had so they gave up their dreams, but they had access to all the knowledge they could ever think of. Like the internet. Now there's no direct messaging on it though. I don't think there is. That you can't message people.
Well,
But
they
you
did
but you
mention that when you're dreaming, your brain functions the best, right? You
Yeah.
have all these things going on in your brain, but now you are unconscious of it, and because it was stolen and hijacked it to be redirected to the project of the old god, right?
Right.
So
统一管理知识，本来就会限制人们的
There we
好
go.
奇心，并抹杀他们的可能性。我想，这并不利于须弥。现在人们还会为失去虚空感到不适应，但不用多久，大家就会明白，这样的生活才更好，更适合他们。而关于须弥的未来，我正准备重新掌控教令院。原本的贤者已经接受了属于他们的惩戒，新的贤者还没选出。这件事我也会亲自监督。我期望中的新一代六贤者会更偏学术。现在，须弥需要这样的领导者。另外，赤王子民乃至整个沙漠区域的居民，他们在过去很长的时间里遭到了不公待遇。我已经做出一些相应处理了。重建任何事物都需要时间，但不论是文化、友谊、信任，我们都会重新得到的。
So they shut down the internet. The internet was harvesting people's dreams.
yeah,
To gain
right.
So I'm going to give you the hard question. Would we be better off without all the infinite knowledge at our disposal? Would it be better if we went back to just books? Is it actually? I mean, the Akasha is to say the Akasha is the internet again. There's a lot of things you can't do with the Akasha that you can do with the internet. But still, everyone had all the knowledge they could, but yet it restrained their curiosity. I would think about that. I mean, there's
That
no.
reminds me of the Google effect.
Yes.
That you know everything is on Google and you don't care about it. Maybe we should update the term into like ChatGPT effect. But,
Oh my god! I mean, honestly, it's actually Akasha. It's kind of even more. It's ChatGPT. It is ChatGPT. It's not just It is specifically ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly.
It gives you an exact answer. It gives you an exact answer of everything that you've ever wanted, with all the collected information from everyone's thoughts.
Yeah, GPT.
So we don't
4,
need ChatGPT. We don't need it.
Right. So this reminds me of an old anecdote from Berkeley, actually. So Berkeley University.
Berkeley University. Okay.
Yeah. They've created a website storing all the knowledge that Berkeley has ever stored, have ever figured out, and then they put it up on a website for open accesses, right? So everybody can can just view it and like learn from this well edited thing, right? It's like an open library with free access. That's well done by Berkeley, right? And so everybody was curious in the beginning, but then they realized that nobody looks at it because they would think that there's something on the internet now, like basically telling us everything, but then these knowledge are uncontextualized in their own lives. Unless you have specific needs, unless you have specific desires to learn about these content, none of them would matter, right? It's not really affecting people's life, even if everybody had access to it, right? It wasn't meaningful. So I think the takeaway is that it's the same as in over here. Akasha, this internet that we're talking about, this chat GPT we're talking about, can provide a lot of meanings only when you ask. But now if you take that away, of course people can rebuild all these emotional connectedness, right? The trust, the wonder, and all of these things.
I mean, it's sort of like that it was also feeding them specific knowledge only. That there was maybe certain things that were not there. Like, I'm guessing that's also being implied.
Yeah, right. So these knowledge stored over here will be knowledges of the old world, right? Every second you're stepping into a new world. And whatever is there will be in the past world.
Right, because ChatGPT, especially if we go with ChatGPT.
Well, it's given us traditions, right? See, and ChatGPT, or like when you ask the God, and the God will give you an answer, and that answer wouldn't be simply tradition. It would be something that's similar to a revelation, right? To the extent that, oh, now I know a lot of new things, but not to just know, but to truly appreciate.
Yeah,
and
there's also a thing called can knowledge that's separate from like, not everything's on the God. There's also can knowledge that you get, and you basically, I'm not gonna, you hook yourself up to it, and you immediately learn all the knowledge instantly. I don't think that actually, I don't think that goes away. I don't think she shut off the can. I think the can knowledge, I don't know if the can knowledge is directly connected to the Akasha. So, but that is also a thing. But I guess one could think, and books exist in this universe, so it's not that it's just a book, but it's like an instant like book. It's like, oh, give me the quick summary of that book, and you actually learn everything. I mean, one could say that you actually can knowledge fighting experience, though it doesn't work on the main character because he's so incredibly small, and because they're the Mary Sue protagonist that can do anything. So, but like, I guess, what do you think about also that concept of can knowledge?
Can knowledge.
There's this knowledge capsules that you can just hook up to yourself and immediately learn everything from that specific thing. And people are selling it. Well, actually, it's more illicit. That's illicit. Actually, that's illegal. Illicit, like illegal thing, is selling can knowledge.
Yeah, this sounds like an invention that's very likely to happen in
in the real world.
What?
Yeah, you're saying in the real world?
Yeah, I mean, like, if something like that would happen in the real world, I bet it's gonna happen in Western society. It's like a medicine, a smart pill.
Yeah. So what I mean, so there's also the surveillance part about this, because people were able to basically use surveillance on the Akasha, but only to like, and like
Perhaps
there's
this will be more similar to the tree in Avatar, right? Where everybody gets to submit their thing, like their whole life in this data of the world, right? The whole world is like an organism.
Yeah. Though there is a thing about that it only could predict to so much, and that the fact that the thing was there's a character that was only a loner, and so it wasn't able to predict him. So I guess it's short as like, screw you algorithms, you can't predict everything. I found friendship. Like, yeah. You couldn't predict that I do it with people.
Wow,
Like so I guess it's not, but still, like I think about ChatGPT and that there's a certain, like there's the free version of ChatGPT that only has the knowledge from a certain amount of time. So there's that. I mean, I think the ChatGPT 4.0 has like, it's basically up to date, but still, the fact is something will be held back. It won't know everything because it needs to keep on re-updating. But I still think that Akasha is still basically still also the internet, like in a way, or maybe like without the DMing, but because like there is no internet outside this. This is still in the context of an ancient India. It's like with just cool technology. Like the way the technology is actually put into this is very nicely clean. The next place we're going to, Fontaine, is cyberpunk. It's the most modern looking place. It's Victorian-esque. But it's cyberpunk with like lots of robots around. But this has the technology very nicely, like not overt. Like everything still looks traditional, but they had the internet. They said it's like the Akasha was the most advanced device out there, and I think that's still probably right. It is probably more advanced than anything made in Fontaine. Well, there are legit like robots in Fontaine though, but none of them that are. I think they're more like. I think you still have to control them. Like I don't think there's. They haven't introduced like a full on like robot character yet. So I don't know, but I get. There's just a lot of political things going on with this. Okay. I mean, if the Akasha is the internet, would we even be better off without the internet? Or without the way or maybe it's more the mindset we take towards the internet. Also, do you know what the Akashic records are from Hinduism? Like what the actual concept is? Like it's based on. This is based on something in Hinduism or / Buddhism. I think it might be. Have you heard of the Akashic records?
No.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was for me to. I think it's probably similar. I mean, I guess the Akashic records. So that sounds like there's I wouldn't be surprised if it actually is just the Avatar thing that you're talking about. Like it might just be that. But we're blabbing off. What are our final things to say? So inner child good. Death of God can be okay. That's a whole thing about the death of God. Like about I mean that
I think of this death of God and upgrading of the system, right? The upgrading of the world.
Yeah,
it's like
I feel like this is a good way to negotiate between how Jung would negotiate with the death of God. Like Jung sees Nietzsche says God is dead, and it's like, okay, well, we have a new God. We're not going to get rid of God, and that God is not going to be science. It's not going to be the robot God. Yeah, let me briefly just show you what the God looks like. What that God they create. Wait, let me see. Cleaner you look. He's a whole other can of worms. But yeah, you see, it's a machine. It's a machine. So that's science, right? So the God can't be reason. Like this Shouki no Kami is basically like reason everything. While the God needs to be, we need to worship and embrace dreams, embrace the irrational. Only through that we can truly wake up, right? Through embracing the irrational, but also living in reason. We need to bridge reason and the irrational together, these two worlds, the world of dreams and the world of reality together to create true wisdom, right? So Well, I guess what's your final point to all this?
I think my final thought will be an advocate. just stay curious. Look for the wonders in your own life. Notice small details. Understand them. Try new things. Go ahead and create.
All right. Be a child, everyone. Be a
Yes.
child. Embrace the inner child. All right. It's been
Know
philosophy.
where you came from.
Know where you came from. The child is the link to the past, but also the guide to the future.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Nahida is the most precious little thing, and she must be protected at all costs. I love her so much. She is too precious. She's beautiful. Okay.
All right.
All right, everyone. Good night, everyone.
Good night.